So we're going to go ahead and jump forward and say that it is about 6 o'clock. So it is about approximately 2 hours before the rats are supposedly reopening the hole for their members.
I, at this point, have already went upstairs and put away, like, what little evidence we had. That way they can't take it from me.
Okay.
Alright, I look at everyone and I go, alright, so what's our final plan here? Anybody?
You tell us, boss man.
Well, you seem to want to have us drugged, taken with you, and that's fine. Baron and everyone else seem pretty keen on the idea, or Homer seems pretty keen on the idea of us going and hiding in there first. And if we're going to do that, we need to leave now. Here's the thing: I'm not sure which is a better idea. The only thing that worries me about about your idea, Torvok, is I'm wondering if you're actually wanting to be going to use this credit to your advantage. If you take us all in there tied up, you're going to get a lot of bonus points. Are you sure? I want to make sure your loyalty still lies with us.
I look over at him and say, if it wasn't, he wouldn't have brought it up to us, I think.
Fair enough. And that's all I needed to hear, and that was kind of all I needed to hear. I'm still suspicious, but I'm enough that I'm willing to kind of just go with the plan for now.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any opinions on what we should do?
I'm definitely for as many of us hiding in there first as we can.
If we're going to be tied up, let's not make sure to make the knots too tight.
We all want them nice and loose so we don't have to be dazed.
Well, that's an obvious one.
I just want to make sure that Torvok doesn't go and, get us nice and hogtied before fucking the whole thing up.
Galen kind of chips up and says, I have an idea.
Okay.
He walks over to the bartender and he says, exactly what do you have that can help us pretend to be knocked out? And he kind of opens up this bottle and pours what appear to be small green hexagonal pills.
I like pills.
And he kind of looks and he says, now, these are simple. Keep them under the tongue, swallow them, it'll knock you unconscious for a mere 5 minutes.
So
any way we can get more than 5 minutes out of them?
Galen looks and he says, what better way to hide than for all of us to be in plain sight?
You want us to go take these, put them under our tongue, and as soon as Torvok walks in there, swallow them. Give them 5 minutes to do that, and then we're awake again. Makes us look like they're knocked out. Makes us look like we're knocked out. They think, looky here, big boys brought in some friends, and someone's come in taking care of us, caught us trying to sneak in here, and we can ambush them.
Exactly. 5 minutes for us to get pulled downstairs, and with the number of rats there, I'm sure they can move 4 of us in 5 minutes if Torvok's being preoccupied with Baron.
There'd be only
all
3
they
of us.
Need to do. Kind of looks.
There's 4 of us. I can't count. Never mind. I can't count.
This is exactly. So the thing is all we have to do is just get in there. And he kind of looks over at Torvok and he says, they don't know much of his abilities. All he has to do is pretend to cast some sort of spell that knocks us all out. We swallow the pills. They drag us downstairs. By the time we're all down there and by the time everything is set up, 5 minutes should be worn off and we should all be ready to take all of them on.
I'm in.
You know any spells that I could pretend to use?
I'm not a wizard.
I suppose
you read a lot.
I have a question at this point.
Yes.
Do you guys want me in my normal form, or should I transform into a beast for this?
Well, if you're knocked out.
Normal. Yeah.
Okay.
You can always become a beast once the fight starts.
Very true.
Torvok, can I go? more of a history fan. I don't read too much up on the spells. I leave that for the wizards.
And you don't know of any spells that exist that I can pretend to use on y'all?
Galen kind of looks up and
sleep.
says, "Sleep."
Yeah.
Avada Kedavra.
I look to Homer and I go, "That's gonna kill us, not knock us out."
I pull out my sword
I mean, if
and
we're-
say Avada Kedavra towards Tia and test it out.
I just look at him and I go, "That's a sword, not a wand, genius."
It's a sword's better than a wand.
I laugh and say Torvok the Great Sorcerer, sarcastically.
Hell yeah. Wards.
So Galen kind of steps up and he says, "All right, just to be clear, we're staggering the order we're all going in. We're all coming in before Torvok and Baranar."
So he needs to knock us out and then make sure the rats take us one at a time.
Exactly. So the way that it's basically going to work is that we're all going to be in the bar, just hanging out as everyday patrons. They don't know any of us. When
They
Torvok
kinda
comes in,
do know that y'all exist.
But they don't know what
who
we look like.
are.
Okay.
Kind of looks and he says, "So we're all in the bar, hanging out. We see some bastard walk in with our best friend. We rush to defend him. We're all knocked out. All
Sounds
the
like a plan.
stairs, we all get taken down. We all wake up. We take out the rats. And then we move in to take out Rikus."
I'm in. I'm with Eris's plan. Anyone else?
I nod.
Sounds
Palmer,
good to me.
Root.
I'm still
Oh.
for the hiding before they get there, but whatever. If this is what people are doing, this is what we're doing.
Torvok.
What's up?
Oh, just hanging out, having a glass of wine here. You wanna join in on this conversation? Give an opinion.
I've given my opinion multiple times.
I didn't know if it had changed with the new information presented to us by Eris.
Nope, you being knocked out sounds perfectly fine.
I look at him kind of like looking at him, debating if I want to start fighting with him again.
Barkeep kind of, Morin kind of looks over and he says, "All right, anybody who's getting knocked out, step up to the bar."
I walk over there and I go, I walk over there.
I walk over just because I want to drink, but I stand on the other side so I don't get confused.
He says, "You're getting knocked out too. I thought you're the one dragging him in."
No, I just want to drink a regular
Okay,
drink.
so they're getting knocked out and you're getting fucked up. Okay.
Yeah, I look at him. I go, yeah, and he still ain't get. Yeah, and there's two women here, and he still ain't gonna get fucked.
Anybody else?
I
And he
don't
looks over
care
at
about
Root-
that, especially.
And he
with
looks
the
over
mouth.
at Root and Baron.
Root,
I could definitely go for some food.
Root. I look at Root and I go, get over here. You're getting knocked out.
Getting knocked out sure leaves a man hungry or a
You're
woman
getting,
hungry.
you're getting knocked out, not knocked up, dear.
He says, "I advise that you don't eat much before this because sometimes it has the adverse effect of bringing back what you had."
I sigh and
Yay, a second meal.
clench my stomach.
Oh.
Oh, all right.
God,
Better
if
up
I,
than
if I
down.
could... God, if I could... Oh my god! This reminds me of a horrible Mad TV sketch. If I could
what
manifest...
is this Mad TV?
It was a really bad... Oh my god. Okay, fine. If I could... David, if I could manifest a spectral hand to smack you across the face in game right now.
I mean, you are the DM.
Thank you! That's all I needed to hear! I'm just kidding.
And you miss.
Oh, but that was just for damage. I mean...
Oh, okay.
He is the DM. He
I'm
automatically hits.
kidding. I'm totally kidding. Okay, so he gives you guys each one of the hexagonal green pills, and he says, "Now, remember, under your tongue, swallow when you need to get knocked out."
Yes, sir.
Are we clear? And he looks across the floor, and Galen kind of nods his head.
I nod as well, and I go, "You've done too much for us, good sir. Thank you."
He says, well, you've done more for the city than a lot of people have in a long time. This might be a big one if you guys are successful tonight.
Almost
So at
free.
this point, we're going to go ahead and jump forward here. It is about...
One thing before we leave
Okay.
is I go and hide my gold pieces in under my bed because I don't want to
Okay.
be robbed while I'm knocked out.
So you have
I
no
go
gold
up to
on your
Homer's
person.
bed
Yeah.
and take it anyways.
I will actually murder you, Torvok, if you touch that.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to run forward to... Let's go ahead and say that the rats have already been in Silver Peaks for roughly an hour. So we're going to go ahead and say it is now 9 o'clock. What do you all choose to do?
I bring them all over.
I tell Torvok, hold up just a second. Let us get in there. Let us kind of blend in for a little bit. That way we don't all walk in together and it looks suspicious. Make sure. So I look to the Root and Homer and not Baron. Why did I sound like not
Galen?
Galen? Thank you. Sorry. I look over and I tell them because I walk in and I go, y'all fancy a drink over at Silver Peaks?
Sure. I could be down for that. Eris kind of looks around.
All right, let's get going. Torvok, you should join us sometime. You should join us tonight. Be a rousing good time. I just say with a knowing smile on my face.
I might even bring a date. I look at Baron.
Hey, I'll take all plus ones are welcome. All plus ones are welcome, man.
Alright, moving for loading screen, so hang on.
I'd like to note that I'd like to remind chat that my character did drink a little bit of wine. I would like that to be mentioned, which is why she's a little lax.
Sure. Alright, so the four of you guys show up at Silver Peaks. And you don't really tell much different around here. There actually doesn't appear to be any rats hanging out in the upper levels.
Okay. I walk over to the bar and I look at him and I go, "I'll take a mead."
He looks over, and your friends?
I don't speak for my friends.
Fair enough.
For a lot of people.
And he pours one for you and slides it over.
I go take a seat right here at this table and I kind of start trying to look like I'm blending in.
Okay.
I
And
go
for
over
you?
to him and I just ask, anyone else come here while we were gone?
He says, none of the patrons sort, if that's what you mean.
It's
And he
not
kind
what
of
I mean.
he casts an eye downstairs, and he nods his head, like, yeah, they're here.
Okay. I just go and sit at a table.
Okay. And Eris kind of walks over, and he takes a seat over at another table as well.
I strike up a conversation with the Root, or I strike up a conversation with the Root, trying to act natural and blend in. So how about that weather lately? Looks it's been fantastic out, hasn't it?
It has been obscenely nice.
Got really lucky, haven't had to do any rough battles in the rain. Sneak around.
How about that local sports team?
Corey kind of chirps in, what are sports?
I'm not there, so I'm just commentating.
You ever been over by the Elven Lands?
Me?
Yeah,
Once or twice.
lovely
guess.
place they are.
Yeah. At
Miss
least the
home a
parts
little
of
bit.
them that are still forested.
Yeah. There's a lord over there. Really nice guy. Lived in that area for a while. Always did like him. Spent a lot of time. Got to go. Spent a lot of time up at his house. No particular reason, of course, but you know, it was always real good to us. Good to everybody. I kind of go off
What
and
was that?
Tipsy T is like that person on the bus that's trying to make conversation while Ruth's that person putting their headphones on.
I have to hold up. I have to look at something real quick.
It's like
I quickly someone procrastinate while I open up the book.
that's legit one of
I
the
mean,
funniest
how
things
far-
I've ever heard.
I mean,
It's
how
like she's
far
the
into-
reason that she's the reason that you have headphones on the bus. That's
mean,
really
like-
funny.
Oh,
How far into Thea's backstory can we delve for this single conversation?
I know why you're evilly laughing. Where? What? Where? Book? Why are we? Okay, thank you. Oh, I'll summon it. I can't remember. He never let us call him by his last name. We always referred to him by as Roland. Nice guy, Roland. Had a lovely little son, daughter. Don't know whatever happened to his. A lot of people, I don't know. A lot of people talk about his daughter. Says she ran away one day.
While
They were
they're
nice.
talking, I pull out my harp and start fiddling with it.
I actually, I'd like to do a perception check, by the way.
I'd like.
You would like to?
Perception check? Did I cut out?
Okay.
I'm sorry. Or if
Yeah,
I,
a little
I might have
bit.
accidentally. It happens.
You got quieter too.
Yeah, that's because I'm holding my. I'm on my phone right now, so you know.
Oh, okay.
What is this phone you speak of?
Don't even fucking. I swear to God.
Swear.
So perception is going to be 1d20 plus 10 for me.
Correct.
Just
Pretty
sort of
good.
to see if anything's up or anything like suspicious to watch out for.
Nothing really suspicious, but you can hear someone approaching the door to the establishment.
Okay, from the outside, like not from the basement or anything.
Correct.
Okay.
So at
I
this,
guess
go ahead.
I'll motion to everybody that someone's coming in, like sort of nod towards the door a little bit.
Okay.
I kind of nodded him and continue talking and just kind of continue
Her.
kind of make conversation. But I'm nod to her and I continue kind of making conversation to blend in. Oh, do you want me to actually continue just rambling?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
I went
I mean,
to
if-
school. Oh, go ahead.
ahead.
No, please,
No,
please
you-
go ahead.
Oh, do you want me to take this away from you? Okay.
Listen, if you want to listen to me ramble for another 10 minutes, I mean, I can do it.
So you hear the door kind of like open, and shoved inside is an armorless Baron, and right behind him is Torvok.
What do you do? I look up and I go, "Oh, Baron! Hey, man, how's it going? Grab a drink. Come, sit with us."
I just kind of look
And-
away in shame, sort of thing, like at the ground.
And Cody's the barkeep, right?
Corey.
Corey, sorry. I bring, I tell Corey, hey, open up the hatch. I got a delivery to make.
I put two and two together and I go, "What are you doing with Baron?" And I stand up from the table and I look, go stand right there.
I believe I just said I have a delivery to make.
You're not taking him. He's my friend.
I believe I just said I have a delivery to make.
I don't know where I go.
And you guys are being loud, right? About this.
I would
Yes.
hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Very much so. I go, well, you're not taking him.
I think I am.
Oh,
I pull
really?
out my broadsword.
Hearing the
Oh.
ruckus, someone steps up and says, "Hey, what's going on up here?"
So
I
you
have a
want to
delivery
fight?
to make for the boss man.
He looks over and he says, "Oh, it's you. All right."
You're not taking him. He doesn't have a delivery to make. He's going to let my friend go.
He kind of walks over and he says, "Hey, I'd advise you ease that tone unless you wish to get involved as well. This is your chance to walk away."
And let my friend die? What do you think I am? Heartless human being. I'm not letting my friend die.
Pretty sure you're a heartless elf. So, yeah.
I just glare at him.
Yeah, I kind of poke him in the ribs, like, with my shoulder, like, don't fuck this up, dude. My life is on the line, sort of thing.
The man kind of lowers his eyes once again and he says, "I don't think you heard me, but I'm going to give you one last chance." And he motions for Torvok to move forward a square, or to move forward a few feet.
Yeah.
I look-
I grab grab Baron's arm and pull him forward with me.
I look
Okay.
to Torvak. I look to Torvak as to say, "Don't let him hurt me before you get a chance to stun me. So don't." Yeah.
I pull out my sword and hit Tia with the flat end of it.
I swallow the pill and pass out.
Okay. He then looks to the other three.
Oh, that felt so good.
He looks to the other three and says, "Well, she's the smart one. Now I'm going to ask you all again. You don't want to get involved in this business? There's a door right there."
Wait a minute. Why have the other three suddenly become involved? Because they didn't. I was the only one who said something.
Because they're there.
I assume
Oh,
we're all kind of looking at him and just.
Mhm.
Well, I assumed that there were other
General
people.
disdain.
That was my. Never mind. That was my
At this-
mistake.
at this-
assumed.
At this point, I stand up from my chair and just sort of glare at him, sort of like challenging what he's saying.
He says, "So are you going to have to make him do the same thing to you too, huh?"
I do have a nice sword, guys. Y'all don't want to attempt it.
The guy looks over at Torvok and says, "Hey, you want bonus points? Why don't you bring the rest of these assholes with you, since apparently they need to have their ears cleaned out."
All right, cool. So, y'all want to do this the easy way or the hard way?
Galen kind of jumps up from the table and kind of moves towards you, and he like flashes his dagger at you and he says, "You don't want to do this, man. Walk away."
And I just hit him with the bottom of my sword.
He spirals backwards onto the table and is out like a light.
How about you, people? Other woman and dragonborn guy. Since I can obviously tell what genders you people are.
I start slowly making my way towards him.
And I sigh and just hit him with the flat end of my sword.
Her.
This is
Her.
the stupidest thing.
There you go. How about you, Dragon Man?
I take out my bow and I draw a bead on you.
I was waiting for it.
You do what?
I have a bow and arrow.
It's a bow and arrow. He's gonna shoot you from across the room.
I use my face step and teleport next to him.
Face step only works for 5 squares.
1, 2, 3.
You're 8.
That was clever, though. I'll give you brownie points.
For that, I will. Where are my goddamn moves? There they are. Yeah, I can move over a few squares and then face step. All right.
If you sacrifice your standard.
Which is face step, by the way.
Face step's move action, I think.
Yeah, but if he moves, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, then he can't attack. He
He
just
can't
walk
do-
up to me.
I still do that, and then I whisper in his ear, "Fucking go down."
Oh,
Fucking
God.
lucky I'm not awake.
So you,
And,
so you basically
Torbok.
you teleport and move next to him, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. And you whisper that in his ear? What does Homer do?
Alright, I take the pill.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
He kind of looks around and he says, "Well, looks like you've got all kinds of new toys there to work with, recruit. Looks like we're going to need a little more help to get these guys downstairs." And he calls down the hatch and he says, "Hey, I need some muscle up here. Looks like we got a bunch of people to bring down here." And so, sure enough, a few other rats show up, and each of them take. So there's 4 of them. They each grab one person. Torvok, I'm guessing you stay with Baron as the escort.
Yep. I throw Baron over my shoulder.
Okay.
You're a strong,
I assume-
strong dude.
I'm gonna say, is he a big guy? No offense.
So they kind of bring everybody down into the room that you guys were in earlier, and they just kind of have everybody just kind of like half-ass scattered all over the place. I know that Torvok, they have you waiting over on the sideline with Baron, and the rest of you guys are all kind of just like, you're just kind of randomly just placed wherever in the room. They just kind of put you down because there's really no tables or chairs or anything in here.
How long has it been?
It's been about 3 minutes.
So we have about 2 more minutes before I wake up, and then I bet till we all wake up, I should say.
Right. So the whole agent stays here, and he says, "Very good. I'll go see if they're ready for you yet." And he kind of walks into the room adjacent and kind of disappears, while the other 4 rats are just kind of... Each of them are kind of standing watch over you guys, so...
Okay.
They're just kind of standing watch. And they're definitely a little impressed with what's happened.
Because I'm so badass.
Well, one of them kind of looks over at you and says, "So, do you know if they're with him?"
Talking to me?
Yup.
What do you
You're the
mean,
only
yeah?
one not passed out.
Well, Baron technically isn't unconscious.
Okay, listen to your smart ass.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of looking
not-
blankly at the room.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you a smart ass.
Alright,
You
so...
should be knocked out, so you shouldn't be saying anything.
But they just kind of ask, like, how'd you pull that off?
I'm the bomb diggity dude.
Oh my god.
He kind of laughs and he says, "Well, you impressed all of us, so pretty sure he's putting in a good word for you." At this point,
Where's the boss man?
he says, "Right now he's in a meeting with the other leaders. They're right now preparing to make their next move. But they wanted to make sure all their paperwork, everything was in order before moving on their next move. You know, they got to talk to the appropriate people to make sure that their plans are enacted appropriately."
Because I need to bring Baron to the boss man.
He says, "Yeah, and if you saw, the whole agent went in there to make sure that he was ready."
I just want to make sure no one else takes my credit for doing all I did.
Don't worry, he's a guy that's designed to oversee the operations, not take credit for them. You'll be
Good.
fine.
Good.
So the
So
agent,
how are y'all doing?
So the agent kind of walks out of the room and he says, "All right, it'll be a few minutes before they're ready, as they are presently discussing some secret details about their plans that they're working on that they prefer recruits not to sit in on. As soon as they're done, they will send one of them out for you." And he kind of looks back in. Oh, you're not going to go? Okay, so they're going to send me out for you. And he kind of goes back into the room. As the door closes, it's now been 5 minutes since everybody took the pills.
Okay.